This is Mark and Charity's Coffee Podcast.
It's the Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast, final day of February, where today, across the Quinte region, winter is saying, no, not done with you yet. February 28th today, and I love the first day of March. Oh my gosh, I can't even put into words, and my job is to put things into words. How much I love the first day of March. It has nothing to do with the weather. For me, winter is over on the first day of March. We beat it. We made it first day of March. So many great things happen in March. March Madness, March break. Maybe by the end of March, I can remember golfing in March. Maybe talking about temperatures like 15 degrees for a day or two somewhere in March. Random Acts of Kindness Week is coming up next week. Lots of things happen in March, which is so good. We're going to talk to Brian Walt about March Maple Madness of Walt's Sugar Shack coming up shortly. Charity working from home today, so you're stuck with me on the podcast. So please, if I may, somewhat self-indulgently, let me give a couple of minutes about something I've been doing on the side. I would like to share it with you because I'm excited about it, and you might be as well, and I'd like your help. And that is, for the longest time, I had a Fitbit. Still do. I still track my steps like so many people do. And pre-podcast, when I had a little bit more time after the show, I would go for walks. I'd leave the radio station here, and I'd go walk through St. James and Belleville cemeteries because they're just around the corner from us. If you can picture where the radio station is, right? And to me, cemeteries are beautiful, and it's an historic, beautiful cemetery. And I'm not alone in walking. I see a lot of people walk dogs, very respectful, push strollers, just people going out for walks. It's beautiful. It is. It's a beautiful, peaceful place. Find it very settling. Now, let's couple that with the fact that I've always wanted to write a book. And so, over the last year and a half or so, this story just started churning in my imagination about cemeteries and ghosts and what would happen if and why would that be and how could that. Bottom line is I finished my novel. Took about a year, so it's done. It's gone through self-edits. And if you've done any kind of writing, you know how torturous those are. And then I put it through with an editor who helped me out at the beginning. He's from Dallas. He volunteered to help out. Decided it was time to get a professional thing, paid a professional editor. She's down in North Carolina and fabulous. And so she and I have been working on it for the last month. And bottom line is it's done. It's the book it's going to be. And so there it is. She loves it. I love it. So now the next part, if you think writing the book is the hardest part, is trying to catch an eye of an agent or a publisher. So that's where I'm at now. This is what's going on for me now. On top of the radio show, it's just another creative outlet to be able to get this story up. So I've created a Twitter account, which is at mphilbin_writer, M-P, capital P, H-I-L-B-I-N, _ capital W, writer. And what I've been doing over the past, started yesterday for the next 3 weeks, is I am releasing in meme form sentences, lines from the book. And I've got 21 of them prepared, scheduled, ready to go. If you were to go back and read all 21 of them in the next 3 weeks, you would get a really good feel for what the book's about. However, because it's a mystery thriller book, not really a horror book, it's more of a mystery thriller, none of the lines are from the second half of the book. There are no spoiler alerts coming out. But again, you get a really good feel for what it is. So it wouldn't cost you anything if you would just follow that account. Let me know what you think. Feel free to send along emails or texts here at the radio station, or, of course, answer the Twitter account if you want. If you're a writer and you want to encourage me to join other writers and groups, I'm more than happy to. I've found some fabulous groups here across Ontario and writers in Toronto and here in Eastern Ontario I never would have met before had I not gone through this process and continue to, because I want to write more books. I do enjoy it so much. But if you go to the Twitter account, mphilbin_writer on Twitter, and check those out. I'd appreciate any feedback. And I had one listener text me this morning that when the book's out, she'll buy it, but I got to sign it. Heck, if you'll buy it, I'll sign it. I don't have a problem. Hardest part now is trying to catch the eye as I build my what they call my author platform. So much to learn, right? So late in the game for me at my age, but it's so much to learn, and it is exciting. And again, the story inspired by walking right here in the Belleville Cemetery. So I'd appreciate that. If you would check that out on Twitter, that'd be great. So we look out our windows today, and look, there's not the day we're supposed to take down the huts on the Bay of Quinte, is it? It still looks like there'll be plenty of ice fishing to go. But March 1st, the day they got to be down, so do that today. And then we swing into March and March Maple Madness. Again, we have Brian Walt on the show this morning. He wasn't looking out his window. Well, it must be the end of winter because it's time to talk to Brian Walt. How are you?
I'm great, guys. I am really done with winter. Yes, I am.
Yeah. Walt Sugar Shack is Spring Surprise Party. That's where you go every year to kick it off. Charity made a point a couple of weeks ago. Is the SAP running earlier this year?
I don't know. It depends on the year. Sometimes we've tapped like they're, 1st of February. It just depends on the year, and every year is different. We've had 2 really good runs so far this year, and we've actually made some pretty good syrup. I think for Greg and myself, I think it's actually turned out quite well.
I'm sure it's amazing.
When have you ever made bad syrup?
Exactly.
Right.
With the milder weather, though, it did seem like it was coming on early, but you're saying no, in fact, that you have tapped in February before.
Yeah. We've tapped in February before, and people always ask about this global warming thing, and I always say, well, what politics do you want to believe? But, it's definitely climate change, and I think you have to be a little bit responsive to whatever the trend is.
Trees don't lie.
Yeah.
You've had your pancake breakfast now on the weekends for a couple of weekends. How's attendance? Standing room only?
It's been phenomenal.
Yeah, I
bet.
The families and the kids, they just amaze us. Dane and I are always so glad to see all the little kids' families, and they're out, like they were out here on the weekend, and it was cold.
Everybody accounted for, no children got lost wandering
Nobody
back.
got lost. They were everywhere, the little guys.
I know,
right? We have both of us have a really good time with that.
Well, you mentioned the little guys. I'm going to say the big guys too, Brian, just because there's such a curiosity and such a wonderment when you get to a sugar bush about how it all works and what goes on. And I'd say the parents maybe even get into it a little bit too.
Oh, sure. We had a family came in from Alberta this weekend. We had another one from UK. They've never been to a sugar bush before.
Brian Walt of Walt Sugar Shack in Prince Edward County. March Maple Madness is already underway. Forget what the calendar says. It's up and it's running. What can people enjoy throughout the entire month, Brian?
Well, we're going to start with live music next weekend, and it's going to run through till the end of March. We've got lots of other things going on, like we're going to start up some new things where you guys have got some of the Walt drops, and we're actually going to start some mini donuts with maple syrup on them.
Is it just weekends, Brian, or can people visit you during the week as well?
Well, if they phone and tell me they're coming and I can happen to get out there, you know what I mean? I'm going to be there a lot through the month of March. Let's be real.
Yeah, you're
Jane
busy
and I
there.
are going to be out there. So when anybody's driving by and we're there, the coffee pot's always on, and come on in.
Oh, God bless you.
That's great.
Okay, I'm going to ask you again.
Yeah.
How many trees? How many?
We've got about 1,500.
That's a lot of trees.
That's a lot of tapping.
There's a lot of boys, that do a lot more trees than we do.
Still, it's an impressive number.
It's a big job.
But they don't pick up the phone when we call those.
Hey,
They don't.
I bet they don't have time anymore, too, kind of stuff. So it's a busy time of year, that's for sure.
Brian Walt Sugar Shack, get on down there for March Maple Madness on the weekends. Pancake breakfast. What are the times for that?
We're open every weekend, 10 till 4, Saturdays and Sundays. And we try to have some heat-on so that everybody can sit inside if they care to. We've got tables inside, tables outside. Because, some people want to sit out in the fresh air.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm hoping to see everybody out. I'm hoping to see everybody all over Maple Madness. Like we've got, there's more than 65 businesses now.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, that's so good.
Which is great. There's a lot of sugar bushes. There's a lot of wineries. There's a lot of breweries. There's all the restaurants. There's tons of accommodations. So people are coming to the area for weekends. You know, there's lots of accommodations. If they go onto our Facebook site or anybody else's, then they can definitely be involved and find accommodations, that's for sure.
It's Prince Edward County, and it's going to start getting warmer, and here we go.
That's exactly.
And it all begins with March Maple Madness, and here we go. Brian, thank you so much, man.
Weekends.
Yeah, that's good.
Thanks a lot, guys. I hope to see you guys come out and see us and have some pancakes and fresh wall drops, okay?
Yeah. We'll try to sneak a couple.
Find a chocolate one.
They're a hot commodity around here, Brian.
maybe I'll talk to the boss about bringing you some more next weekend. That would be good, okay?
March Maple Madness. Get out there and enjoy it 10 until 4. Once again, weekends throughout the entire month of March, many sugar bushes inviting you out for all that goes on. And then, as I said, Prince Edward County it never goes dormant in the winter, that's for sure, but it really comes alive in the shoulder seasons of spring and fall, and bang, when we hit summertime around here in the Quinte region. It is great. And for me, again, that kicks off tomorrow. So wake up with Mark and Charity mornings tomorrow. We're going to have that on the way. We'll be unveiling our Throwback Thursday theme. It's a special birthday tomorrow. We're going to tell you about that. So that's coming up. No doubt Charity will be back in. We'll get some of this stuff cleared up and get back at it tomorrow morning. Stay warm, stay dry, stay safe on the roads, okay? We'll talk to you tomorrow right here on 95.5 Hits FM.